Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into one of the most critical steps for any founder in India: how to take that incredible idea of yours and turn it into a real, legally recognized company.
So you've got it right. That spark, that game-changing idea you just can't stop thinking about. But the real question is, how do you give it the right foundation to grow, to scale, and, to actually succeed? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to show you exactly how to do that. And believe me, this isn't just about boring paperwork. This is about building the most powerful, trusted, and scalable launchpad for your vision. So let's jump right in. First things first, let's get back to basics. When we talk about a company in legal terms, what are we actually talking about? Here's the magic trick, really. It all comes down to this core idea of a separate legal entity. This is the absolute foundation of everything. It means the law sees your company as its very own person, totally separate from you, the owner. It can buy property, it can sign deals, it can even go to court, all by itself. This one single concept is where all the amazing benefits we're about to talk about come from. So why even bother going through the process of creating this separate legal person? Well, because doing so grants your business some pretty incredible superpowers. Let's take a look at what they are. Okay, first up, and this one is absolutely huge, is your financial armor. This is called limited liability, and it's a game changer. It means if your business gets into debt or faces legal issues, your personal assets, your house, your car, your savings, are safe. The company is on the hook, not you. It literally builds a firewall between your business life and your personal life. Next on the list is something called perpetual succession. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is that it makes your business kind of immortal. You see, other business types might just dissolve if an owner leaves or passes away. But a company, it just keeps on going. Owners can change, directors can come and go, but the company itself lives on, which gives it incredible stability. Now, for anyone out there with big ambitions, you're going to want to listen to this. A company structure is what lets you issue shares, and that is the #1 way to bring in outside money. Think about it. Venture capitalists, angel investors, they pretty much only invest in companies because it gives them a clear piece of ownership and a straightforward path to getting a return. And finally, never, ever underestimate the power of just looking the part. Having private limited or public limited after your name gives you instant credibility. It sends a powerful signal to customers, to suppliers, and to banks that you are a serious, well-structured, and legitimate operation. That builds a ton of trust right from day one. Okay, so a company structure sounds great, but let's be real, it's not the only way to do business. So the big question is, how do you know if it's the right choice for you? Let's do a quick comparison. Let's cut right to the chase and talk about the biggest, scariest thing for any founder: personal risk. If you're a sole proprietor, there's no legal difference between you and the business. You are the business. And that means you have unlimited liability. Your personal assets are totally on the line. But a company, like we just saw, gives you that protective shield. For a lot of founders, this one difference makes the decision crystal clear. All right, but what about growth? What about getting that cash injection to really scale up? Well, the difference here is stark. A partnership or an LLP, they're mostly stuck with whatever money the partners can put in, or maybe a loan. They can't issue shares. A company, on the other hand, is literally built for this. It's designed from the ground up to bring in capital from investors by selling equity. Okay, so you're on board. The company structure is for you. Awesome. But now you've got another choice to make. It's time to pick your lane. Should you go private or public? Let's break it down. This table really lays it all out. And, you can almost skip to the bottom row, best for, because that's the key. For almost every startup and small business out there, private limited is the default, the way to go. You get up to 200 shareholders, you can raise money from VCs, and the compliance burden is manageable. A public limited company, that's for the big leagues, for companies planning to go for an IPO and raise money from the general public. And the trade-off is way, way higher compliance. So for most of you watching, private is your starting line. All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through the exact roadmap to get you from just an idea to a fully incorporated company. It might look a little intimidating, but I promise it's just a clear step-by-step path. So, what do you need to get started with a private limited company? It's pretty simple, actually. You just need a minimum of 2 shareholders. This could be you and a co-founder, or maybe you and a family member you trust. And you'll also need at least 2 directors to manage the company. Oh, and here's a super important little detail to remember. At least one of those directors has to be a resident of India.
So, here are the big milestones on your journey. First, you'll reserve your company name. Next, you gotta get your directors prepped. That means getting a digital signature certificate, or DSC, and a director identification number, a DIN. Just think of those as official digital IDs for them. Third, you'll draft 2 super important documents, the MOA, which says what your company does, and the AOA, which sets the rules for how it runs. After that, you file everything online with one form called Spicy Plus, and once that's approved, boom, you get your certificate of incorporation. That's it. You are officially in business. Now, to make that whole process go smoothly, you're going to want to get your ducks in a row first. Here's a quick checklist of what you'll need. Things like PAN cards, ID proofs for all the directors, and proof of your company's official address. Having this stuff ready to go beforehand will save you so much headache. Whew, okay. We have covered a ton of ground, right? From the big ideas to the nitty-gritty steps. So let's just zoom out for a second. What's the big picture here? What should you really take away from all this? Let's just boil it all down to 3 simple, crucial points. Number 1, a company is a legal shield that protects your personal stuff. Number 2, it's the gold standard for looking credible and it's built to raise money. And number 3, that whole process isn't some big, scary mystery. It's just a clear, manageable roadmap. And that really brings us to the final question, the one that's just for you to think about now. When you consider the protection, the credibility, and the massive potential for growth that it offers, is your business ready to take this powerful next step?